Hey guys, Eric from Whitetail Nation. I got something I'm really excited to share with you guys. This is WiseEye's brand new camera for the 2023 hunting season. The name of this camera is called the DataCam. WiseEye's always been known as a DataCam. It's a hashtag they've always used, the way it collects data. We'll talk about that here in a minute. But let's, right off the rip, let's look at the box. They've changed colors on their box. The boxes used to look like this. This is the mini. They've got rid of all the fancy marketing jargon up top, which is really aggravating. In my opinion, that most companies do that. Basically, it's a fight to who can have the best artificially blown up megapixel, which they won't tell you that. If you go by, I know some of them right now, they're throwing out like, we're a 32 megapixel camera. You go buy a 32 megapixel camera and tell me how much that costs. I do some videoing and filming and whatnot, and I'm no stranger to cameras. But if I need a 32 megapixel camera, a true one, I'm gonna be paying $800, $900, $1,000, maybe $600 if I can find one refurbished. So if you're trying to convince me that your camera has a 32 megapixel photo lens inside of it, and you're selling it for $39, I'm gonna call you out on that one. So I'm glad they got rid of all that crap. Because like I said, it's just a fight between brands. Who can get one more foot of IR flash, or who can increase their megapixel, and who can quicken up their trigger speed by 0.01 seconds or whatever. I'm glad they're getting away from that. I think the box looks really good. Brown and black. I really like the colors on it. But enough of the box. Let's talk about the camera. Again, this is the DataCam is what they're calling it. It is a mini on steroids. The reason I say that is, in a nutshell, from here to here, this is a WiseEye Mini. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's the same guts, I'll say that. Same guts meaning the lens, the sensors, the boards, everything like that. It is a WiseEye Mini. But, and let me stop there. I'm glad it's a mini because I love that little camera. I absolutely love it. Takes phenomenal pictures. The best pictures I have seen on a trail camera came from a WiseEye Mini. I've seen some pictures of very high-end cameras, the $500, $600, $700 range. I've seen pictures that came from $20 cell cameras. Now, you're not going to get a cell cam for 20 bucks. A trail camera for 20 bucks. I have yet to find a camera that sends as good as pictures consistently, and I mean that truly, consistently, as the WiseEye Mini. I mean, every single camera out there will take a good picture from time to time. Great picture from time to time. There's a lot of other brands out there, and I see some of their pictures like, wow, that's good. But when you realize that's the only picture that looks like that, and the other 30 don't even look close, or 100 don't even look close, the minis send great pictures so consistently, it's honestly kind of scary. So we'll just do a quick overview of this for you guys, not keep you on here very long. Again, the guts are the same as the Mini. The plastic, it's an upgraded plastic that these are. They still have the power jack for an external power source, whether that be solar or a 12-volt battery. They've got the threadlets on the back and on the bottom, so whatever you want to hook them on, T-post, tree, whatever you want, it's still there. I'm not 100% sure about the casings on this, why they upgraded them. In southeastern Ohio, our weather's pretty moderate. I mean, we'll get sub-zero a couple times in the winter. We'll be plus 100 a couple times in the summer, but we don't really have extreme heat or extreme bitterness in the winter. But, and I got to share this story. And it really raises my question on why they upgraded these. Because this puppy right here, the Smart Cam, their original camera, 704 had a camera just like this. It was a Smart Cam, and it was caught in a flood. And the cool thing about it is that the camera actually caught the flood water rising, and I'll attach the pictures, but it caught the flood water rising. You can actually see a beaver in the flood water. Then the next picture, it was completely underwater. The next day, you could see the sun shining down through the mucky water and it taking a picture. You can see debris floating above it. Then it also recorded the photos as the water receded. Again, once the water receded, crystal clear pictures. There wasn't water behind the lens or anything like that. And by now you'll probably seen all the pictures. When it was safe enough for them to get back out and get to that camera, they went out and got it, opened it up, bone dry on the inside. There was no water damage, no nothing like that. And we know if water got inside one of these or any cell camera, the boards and everything, they would fry and it'd be dead in the water. Nope, still taking pictures. I reached out to the guys at 704 and asked them if I could share their story. They said yes. So again, shout out, guys. I appreciate it. But again, that casing on the old ones, in my thought, were pretty indestructible. So I don't know how they improve these. I mean, these puppies ought to be able to take a shot from a 30-06 and survive. Don't do that. I don't want anyone calling me saying, hey, did you tell this person to shoot it? No, do not shoot your cameras. They added GPS into these. So when you take these out of the box, they will have the amazing photo quality. You're going to have video options of, I believe it's WVGA, probably butchered that, 720p or 1080p. And I will throw up a video in the corner so you guys can see what the video looks like from one of these. Phenomenal. So again, so far, the upgrade from the Mini, the plastic, the seals inside, GPS, and now let's talk about the elephant in the room, these huge antennas. Now, initially, sorry guys, when I first saw these cameras, I'm like, those are the ugliest things I've ever seen. But to be honest with you, they're really growing on me, and I'm kind of partial to them now. They color match the camo to the rest of the camera on the antennas. I think they look really good. I do myself. But they're big. Why are they big? The original Smart Cam. A lot of people ran this camera and still run this camera to this day because the service that it gets. It picks up service, not to say everywhere, because cell cameras can't generate cell service, regardless of what any company says. You can only work with what you've got. It's how well can we link up to what we got. But we know a lot of guys that were running these. These have it's a dual antenna, and these are 3 dBi apiece. Don't ask me what dBi stands for. I'll put the definition up in the corner for you. And I've tried to Google it, and I think I understand it, but I don't understand it enough to explain to you guys. So if you want to know more, it's worth a Google. This entire unit, this has dual 3 dBi antennas. So this unit is 6 dBis. The Mini, it has one antenna, and it is 3 dBi. So the Mini, the signal of the antennas on it were half as strong as what the Smart Cams were. They worked good for me, but thankfully I have good service in my area. These massive things are 6 dBi apiece. So one of these antennas is as strong as this entire camera right here. So this entire unit is 12 dBi when it comes to signal strength. These things ought to pick up service on the moon. They ought to, but my guess is AT&T Verizon will drop the ball and not make it happen. Because at the end of the day, we are at the mercy of whatever cell phone provider you're using. So and how many times do we have to call AT&T or Verizon and say, hey, the phone's not working, oh, redo this, reset this, hey, we have a tower down. I mean, we have a tower 7 miles from my house, and there's a better chance that it's not going to work than it is going to be working. So at the end of the day, we are up to the mercy of them, but WiseEye wanted to make sure that if there's a trace of service in your area, they were going to make a camera that would pick up that service and be able to work. And I think they nailed it with this one. Not only are they massive, now that they're growing on me, I think they look really good. They're going to save your battery life. And here is why. We have all tried to send that one text message that we really needed to send, and there'd be 1 bar of service, and you hit send, and it spins and spins and spins and spins and spins and never sends, and it times out. You got to hit it again, and it spins and spins and spins and spins and spins and signs out. Hit it again. It spins and spins and spins and spins and spins, and it finally sends. And then you look down at your phone and you realize you were at 72% on your battery meter, and now you're at 50 because for the past 20 minutes it's tried to send one picture. Now, you improve that service. You have 5 bars now, or 3 bars now. You hit send, doink, pop, it sends, gone, done. Same thing with cameras. It's not going to make the service any better, but it will pick up the service better. It will be able to transmit this service faster, meaning when it snaps a picture, it's going to send to you a whole lot quicker. The less time your camera spends trying to send a picture, the less battery it's going to use. And on the flip side, you're in the app and you want to make a change to your camera. You hit send. You send a command to this camera. Well, if the service isn't really good, it's going to take forever to receive that command. Well, if your antennas are twice as strong as what they were, in theory, it ought to send twice as quick. Divide that now and use half the battery. So these will help out with your battery consumption. Now, again, I don't run AA batteries. I always run a 12 volt power source. WiseEye has a solar panel on their website that you can buy if you guys want to run solar. I am not sold on solar yet. I'm just not. I know a lot of guys that run them and a lot of guys that love them. I know a lot of guys in the south and out west that's all they do is run solar. Most of my cameras, I have some on some field edges, but most of mine are in the woods. Heavy tree canopy, stuff like that. I have found, this is my opinion, Ohio Whitetail Nation, not WiseEye related. My best option that I've found is the U1 lawnmower battery. Walmart sells them for like $27, $29, somewhere in that range. You go buy 8 lithium batteries to put inside this camera, you're gonna have $30 in them, and they're gonna last how long? Depends on where your camera is. If it's on a feeder, it may not last very long. If it's on a rope scrape, they may last a good bit. But I can promise you your camera's not going to last 10 months. It's not going to last 11 months. And that's what I get out of a U1 lawnmower battery. They're like a 32, 34 amp hour battery. Crazy. And they have these come with the new, that's the update that are already on these. So it also has the external battery source meter. So, 9-10 months in, when I see that battery's down to about 10 volts, I'll yank it out, bring it into the garage, throw a trickle charger on it, charge it up next morning, put it back out, and I don't have to go back out and touch it for the next 10 months. I'm going to get these out in the field ASAP, so come probably end of February, watch for a season review on these things. I'll review these things at the end of season. It's a WiseEye. I'm going to put an SD card in it, activate this camera, go through it. I've got a couple batteries sitting in there. I'm going to put my battery on it, and guys, it's a WiseEye. I'm going to throw it out and forget about it, and just watch my phone for my apps. So these things are going to retail, I believe, for $249.99. The original smart cams were $299. I don't know if I said retail. I may have misspoke on that. MSRP is going to be $249. These were $300, $299.99. The minis are $199.99, and these will be $249. So halfway in between the two. And again, that's MSRP. I'm sure if WiseEye's great about sales and offering unbelievable sales. They just had, I think it was I don't know if it was a 4th of July sale or not, but they did one on the minis that was, I think they dropped the price to $159 per camera, and if you bought 3, you got 1 free. So that actually equaled like $126, $128 a camera. I promise you there's not another camera at that price point that could even hold a light to what the Mini could do. So if that price scares you, in my opinion, it's worth every single penny. Right off the bat, you guys can use the discount code OWN10 OWN 10 for its Ohio Whitetail Nation 10. That'll get you 10% off everything on the website except for the power packs. And again, I don't buy the power packs because I buy a lawnmower battery. So guys, that's all I've got to say on this. I would give this, because I know what this is from here down, because I'm no stranger to the Mini, and this is a Mini on steroids. I would give this thing right now a 9 out of 10. And let me go play with these antennas a little bit. Let me try to find the places that they don't work, which I think I'm going to be looking pretty hard. And there's a possibility that if these antennas perform like I think they're going to, this will probably be the first ever product that I could recommend 10 out of 10. So, guys, this is, again, the new WiseEye DataCam, their third camera they've made. And I'm highly impressed. I think they knocked it out of the park with this. So, guys, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. And give WiseEye a try. You'll thank me later.